Hello friends, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me. This is my reorganization video for this week, and this is my table in the middle of what you're looking at is the underneath of my table in the middle of my craft room where I do my crafting and I do my videos up on the table here. And so this is underneath. There's two cubby holes and a cabinet. So I went ahead and did this whole thing this week. And so my goal was to take everything out and put like things together, because I have, since I set up my craft room a few years ago, I have just been adding to this area, as well as like that's kind of how the whole craft room developed. Just set it up and then added, whatever. And it was the way it was. And it wasn't too bad, but it was really needed to be reorganized. And so what I have done is under here, this first little cubby hole here, is I have all of I'm just going to show you how I reorganize it here. All of these right here, up to about right there, I think. Let me see. Yeah, are notepads. And all of these things under here have to do with cooking and recipes. So like when I make a recipe or cookbook journal, this is a main place where I go to find things and, shop my own stash to find things from my cookbook journal. So all of these are food related. And then here, from here over, are recipe cards that are blank. And I'm going to see if I'm telling you the truth here. Yeah, I think these are all recipe cards that are blank. So over to the next cubby. And there's room in back of these, so I'm going to go on the other side in a second. I didn't put too much over there, but there was a few things that I put over there, so I'll show you that in a second. So on this side is this right here, and all the way pretty much over to here are, the library cards that you get in the little, I'm going to call them recipe card libraries, that I think people used to get a subscription and maybe get a monthly little packet of recipe cards for their little recipe card library. And that's what all of these are right here. And then from there on, it's little recipe cards that I have picked up, and they are, I'm going to call them, they're printed. They're not blank. They have recipes on them. And that's the way they were. I didn't print them. I'm not saying I printed them. I'm saying that's the way they came when they were originally made. The people bought a set of recipe cards or something, and they already have, see, there's little dividers in here and everything, and they just all have recipes on them, and they're not the library type. They're just other, like, they're index card size and different sizes like that. So that's what that is there. So they're kind of like all recipe cards that, you bought originally with the recipes on them, just two different types, the library type and the other type. Then we'll open my cabinet here. Okay, let me open both sides. So yeah, there's two doors here. This is this table with this little below part here was originally described. I got it on Wayfair.com, and it was described as a kitchen island. So just in case anybody wants to know, that's what this is described as, but I'm using it in my craft room. So see, this side has two shelves, this cabinet here, and this is one big space here. So yes, and I did have to put this together when I got it. I put part of it together. Actually, it came in the mail, and my husband put part of it together before I got home. He likes to put together stuff, and I think he was trying, I don't know if it was Mother's Day or what when I got it, but he was trying to get it all together. He got everything put together before I even got home, except for these two doors. I think I had to put the doors on, and that was it. he had to go, but do something. But he got it all together for me, except for the doors. Okay, so let me show you what I have down here. This 2-shelf part. I was really worried when I took everything out of here that I wasn't going to get everything back in here, but I did, as you can see, and it looks pretty nice and organized. So a lot of I have a lot of handwritten recipes from estate sales, and I think I bought a couple of recipe books that had handwritten recipes in them. So this stack right here, this is all handwritten recipes. I will show you the top one, but they're all like this. Let me see. Yeah, see here. This one has somebody taped a little recipe there on top, and there's scrambled eggs, and on the other side is another recipe, and you can see it's worn, and I really, really love those. I do have a recipe bundle, I think 1 or 2 recipe bundles to choose from in my shop if you want any recipe ephemera and things, pages and things like that. This, and I have some things in my closet too that I get to put together for those bundles. So okay, so on the bottom here, well, let me show you. I put that stack there of all, see, they're all the same size pretty much, of handwritten recipes, and there's some other ones there that I've gotten from estate sales on the bottom. I think those might be printed or typed. But then I have here, this is from a book. I kind of put this part in here as I was finishing up, because I was trying to put like things together, and then I was running out of space. So these are from a book. These were like, I think 3 to a page, like 1, 2, 3, and you flip the 3. Anyway, I took them all out of the binder, and so they're just little strips like this now, and they are sitting right here. This is the Great American recipe book that you can get. It comes in a binder also, and mine came in a big white binder. If anybody has that one, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I like them because they're double pages like that. I have a few of those right here. I think I have a lot of recipe cards in my shop too, a few listings. So if you need any recipe cards, just check that out. These are just some little canning labels. They're stickers that I found at the thrift store, and they're sitting up here on top of this little box, which I have full of also. These are pretty much like little clippings and things like that, recipe cards that have been written on and things like that, and they fit. This box was full. See how it's pretty full? So I had some in here, and then I kind of added to it so it'd be full, so I wasn't wasting room with a box in there. You know, it's not like half empty, so that would be wasting room if I just had a half empty box, but I made sure I filled it up so it was worth putting in here. And then I just said, this is the last thing I put in there. I was like, where am I going to put these? I just put them right there so I could find them, you know what I mean? And then right here is, these are, let's see, what are these? Hold on. These are, yeah, these are just from somebody's recipe book. See how somebody has stapled a recipe on this card here. I didn't do it. That's how it came, how I got it in at an estate sale or whatever. So that's what all these are, little things like that. See that? Fun, right? So then, bottom shelf of this section. Okay, so I have some of these I have most of my recipe books in my closet, which, you know, I showed you at the very beginning of my reorganization videos, which I have a playlist which will be listed below. And if you want to see the beginning and through now, just click on that playlist. You'll be able to watch all my reorganization videos. But some of these books in here are what I pull from to put my little recipe bundles together that I have, you know, a listing for in my shop. So I debated on whether I should take these out and put them in my closet or leave them in here. I decided to leave them in here for now. And then as I, you know, hopefully will sell some recipe bundles, I will be, you know, this will go down and I'll be able to take things out of here and rearrange this. But like, there's a couple of books in here that are really cute, the covers, and so as I use the pages, I will be wanting to make journals out of those recipe book covers, because I was already tempted to take the pages out and just leave the pages and you know, put the covers so I could use the covers, but I was like, I really like to know what cookbook they came from, so I left them in there. These are little coasters here. They have food on them, so I can use those for pockets and things. And there's just a couple of little, I don't know if I have any anywhere else, but I have these two in here, and I left them in here so that I could find them. Just two little plain cards with food on them. Let me put those back. So I think that's pretty much what that area is here. This is a little coupon organizer here. I'm not going to take it out so I don't mess up everything, but it has little pockets and I use those in my journals. This is another like restaurant guide that it's a do-it-yourself restaurant guide where you write down your own critique of a restaurant on the little pages, and it's really cute little pages, so I use those in my journals. So that's that 2-shelf section there. Long explanation, I know, but I just want to, try to explain my thought process behind what I put where. So on this side, since it's a bigger, much bigger section, one big section, I put in here the bigger things. So I started over here. This is a bag that I have that I found at the thrift store. It's Quaker bag that I want to, I gotta try to remember to do this next time I make a bigger recipe journal, if it'll fit in here. I want to use this as, put it in here when I ship it, kind of like wrap it up in here and then ship it off to its new owner. These 3 Ziploc bags, these, I got these, I think I got them just like this in these Ziploc bags at an estate sale. And they're full of recipe, like handwritten recipes, clippings, recipe cards that have been written on, just all sorts of fun things like that. And I left them in there. They're, a bigger size, so they can stack up just like that, and I can easily take one out and kind of rifle through it and find some things for my journals. And then the next little part here is some recipe related stickers and canning labels. And down on this side I have some bigger papers and folders and things that I've gotten in dividers that I've taken out of recipe scrapbooks. If you've ever seen those, maybe if you haven't seen one in person, you've seen people haul them, where you get a big binder and it's like a scrapbook. They usually describe it as a recipe scrapbook, where you have some folders and pockets and papers and things. It all comes with everything, and you're supposed to make it into your own recipe book. So that's what these papers right here are from. Then just some other little odds and ends here. This is some papers that have recipes on them. They're from something. I don't know if I picked them up at a thrift store or someone sent them to me in a Happy Mail, but there they are for me to use. Some other papers that look like they belong. The gingham kind of stationery. It looks like it belongs in a cookbook journal, so I want to keep it with my cookbook stuff. Some dividers and, some envelopes from cookbooks there. Let me show you one so you know what I'm talking about. There's some pink ones in here. Well, I just saw one and now it won't show me. Where are they? I could see, I saw it out of the camera. Let me look out of the camera for a second. I'm looking through the camera. Oh, I'm seeing the back side. Yeah, there's one. That type of envelope. There's a few of those, and just a random grungy envelope from some kind of recipe thing that I think is really cool. Some little, these are really cool little dividers that fold in half that are awesome to use in journals. And just some sandwich paper there. So that is that section. So I'm going to go on the other side of this right here. See these 2 shelves that I just showed you? I have something on the other side, a couple of things that because there's room over there, I put a couple of things over there. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to get up and walk around over there because I'm sitting on the ground over here. And I'll show you what I have on the other side. Just one second. Okay, so here's the other side of this table. See, it's just a blank piece of wood or whatever here on this side of where the cabinets are, and then up here are the 2 cubbies. And here is what I put on this side of the notepads and recipe cards. This is a little tin of cookie cutters that I picked up at a thrift store. They're like mini cookie cutters, so I can use those for my journals, my cookbook journals. And then there's some extra recipe cards right here that in dividers I just stuck in here that I couldn't fit over there. That is so tight over there where I showed you, where I have the recipe cards, that I could not fit anything else in there. So I just have this little crate here and put these extra recipe cards that I couldn't fit over there. I could put them right here. So that is all I have on this side. Then on this one, this cubby here, some odds and ends. So I had this little Campbell soup recipe card box and just stuck some things in here. Like these are some things that I've made myself, ephemera that I've made, plus other things They're just kind of odds and ends little booklets. Like they're not really booklets, they're actually pamphlets, because they're just, a couple pieces of paper that I can put into recipe journals and use. So I put all of that kind of stuff kind of right there in that little Campbell soup box, so I can grab that when I need to pick out a few things for I cut this out of an old something and put it on file folder. So she's peeking out there. I'll stick her up there so she can peek out at us. But anyway, that's it. This section is done, and pretty much my craft room is done. So just one second, let me get up again, just one second. So you have pretty much seen me organize all of my craft room now. So this is my state of my table. This week I was working on some tags. I just finished before this video, I finished my Tag Tuesday video. And I didn't clean up yet, so I wanted to show you that I do, I do work in here. I make a little bit of messes in here. And I've got my, all of my current project in the first, see the little mini recipe journals and the other stuff that I'm using for my recipe journals in this first and second level of my rolling cart. And over here I have left out something that I need to put away and figure out where I'm going to put it. But these butterfly and these calendars here that I took out of my drawer, there's some calendars, and I did that calendar pocket tag video, and I haven't put those away yet. But that is the state of my craft room. It is now reorganized. So I thought the next thing I would show you is, let me show you out the window, the fall leaves. They're falling. Oh, we're having beautiful weather. It's 75 degrees today on November 6th when I'm doing this video. But yeah, anyway, the leaves are falling. But the next section I'm going to show you is I have some fabric in the other room that I really should go through. I think I'm going to say at least 3 drawers. So that'll be my next thing to reorganize. It's part of my crafts in my crafty stash, but it's not in this room. I don't have anywhere to put it in this room, so it went to the other room where I had some empty drawers. So anyway, that'll be my next reorganization, is to tackle those drawers. And beyond that, I will show you where and how I organize the things I have for sale in my Etsy shop, because those are not in here either. So that is how I do it. That's how I fit everything in here. I don't put everything in here. So anyway, I will see you next time. Have a great day, and happy crafting and happy organizing.